Alright. Nothing on fire. Uh-oh.
Please, grow economy. No! It's not growing. But it's also not declining. Oh, we are now in chapter 2. Wait a minute. Apparently, I can't click on it yet. Now let's go over all the reports again first. So we have from Agnolia, offshore drilling near Helgi Island, increased tensions. Yeah, there's tensions between these two countries about this island. Standoff. This country on the right has the best navy, so if they are gonna go to war, then they will lose, Agnolia.
Yeah.
We have a report in Laren, or Laren. It's the same how you would pronounce some towns and cities in America because of Dutch colonization.
Yeah, that's
like New Harlem should be just New Haarlem because it's just a Dutch town, and Wall Street should be the Waalstraat, but that's changing. So Laren is now Laren, and we're gonna reach the military equipment is outdated. Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Sales in our equipment is outdated and needs replacement as soon as possible. I don't have budget.
No money.
Continuation of the worrying report showed that in the event of an attack, our border would be broken through easily. When they break our borders, we will send a message to our two big nations.
And then we'll have another world war.
Yep.
Yep.
And we are in the middle ground.
Yes.
I feel really like Poland.
I know.
Yeah, read the report from Narble. Education in rural regions require improvement. They are using budgets. What is that, ISCO? Rural regions has been largely neglected. As part of their analysis, the literacy rate in Sordland stands at 80%. Well, Narble has only 64 literacy. That's very low. That should increase. And the more literate people get, the more enlightened people get, and the more they should get. Instead of communist, socialist, and instead of fascist, they should become more, I don't know, a bit less radical, in my opinion, with good education.
Yeah, no, that's right. Same with the workers' rights as well. That should make them less radical.
Massive network of BFF priests discovered. The Vice Minister of Interior has reported discovery of a large-scale underground network of the BFF. That was the Bloodish Freedom Front.
Yes.
That encompassed all cities in Bergia. Under the guise of state-sanctioned priesthood, the BFF has recruited hundreds of possibly thousands of Nurity worship, that's a religion, including non-Bloodish citizens to support their cause for independence. A dozen arrests were made, but since most police officers don't speak Bloodish, it will be difficult to find the actual ringleader priests of the network. A request was made to ban Bloodish as language from sanctuaries.
No, don't do that. It's gonna make them even more angry.
That would be in the Netherlands to ban Frisian.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We will not ban their language, but we will make the Sordland language, or whatever that is, the main language. And everyone needs to control it. That's my opinion. We have something in Benfi. Airport overcrowded. That's good news. We have been receiving reports about the capacity of Benfi Regional Airport. The mayor of Benfi is preparing to put a request forward for an investment to build an international airport in the city. For a touristic region like Benfi, he claims that it would increase the overall prosperity. I can see that happening. I mean, it's 1954, we don't have to think about climate change.
Exactly.
The people that are living 70 years from this point will have to clear our pollution. We don't have to.
And it's actually good to travel. You don't have to take off your shoes at the airport or anything. You just get on.
Oh, Asko means baguettes. Stokbrood. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Some stock bread.
Stockbroden.
Some stock breads. Those long breads from France, right?
Yeah, the baguettes.
Baguette. Une baguette
Those are
fromage.
delicious.
Okay, let's go to Holsort here. There we are. We are having the Workers' Rights Act. Sign or veto the Workers' Rights Act that was approved by the Grand National Assembly. It was approved by the Grand National Assembly, so we will say yes. As simple as that. Section 1 establishes a minimum wage of 2.5 Swedish rand per hour. Section 2 sets a weekly maximum of 60 hours of labor. Just think about that for a while. In this 1953, people worked 60 hours a week.
Yep.
These days, we have 32 to 36 as a normal working week. We have a Saturday and a Sunday free. They must be happy if they only had Sundays free off, these people. Sometimes they had no free days, I think. And Section 3 established a double overtime pay per hour after 40 a week. Yeah, I can completely agree with this. Section 4 determines that workers are to be protected against occupational hazards and be provided humane work conditions. I agree. Section 5 established that migrant or undocumented workers have the same workers' rights as citizens. If any employer shall not abide by these rules, they will be heavily fined by the government. If we had no policemen that were corrupt.
That's true.
And if not corrected, will face legal action. I'm gonna sign it.
Oh, that's a nice signature.
Oh, we have -3 now.
Yes.
Oh no.
Keep printing money. It's okay.
We need more printing money. Neil Log on the workers' rights. I'm not gonna read everything, I think. Otherwise this game will never finish. Yeah, he was from Bluedish descent, so this is how people from Bluedia look like. They look a bit like aliens.
I know.
Rayne signs the Workers' Rights Bill into law. Yes. After the mobile mine disaster. One of the spokesperson of the Needham mining group has accused President Rayne of acting impulsively with the bill. Yeah. Whatever. And we have a woman march. I think that was...
I didn't see it last time.
Oh well. We have a woman march because they are getting discriminated, I guess. Workers' Rights Bill signed, yep. In a surprising move. Who do they think I am?
In a surprising move.
On the other hand, this may simply be a diversion from the actual real issues. Whatever. And Falklandian Navy forces Agnolian drill ship to retreat from the Helgeland. Yeah, that was the issue between these two nations. Let's claim that island ourselves, because they are having argues. But that will solve the problem, right? Just manging ourselves in this cause here.
It's like when two children fight over a toy. You pick it up and you say, so no one can have it. I'm going to keep it until you can get on. That's what you do. Exactly.
There was a test.
Uh-oh. I don't like that. Oh, no, actually, that's good, because they're the Americans.
Sent a message to the United Contana about island bases in the middle of Oceania, while displaying that the Arcasia military technology has advanced. Will Arcasia be able to catch up to United Contana in face of the growing contentious situation between the superpowers? Yeah, we have a Cold War. We are Poland in the Cold War period, I think. Well, not really, because we are not part of the Soviet Union. Maybe we are East Germany. Before the Berlin Wall was crushed.
That's true. But we are pretty independent, though.
Maybe we are some sort of East Germany. I don't know. Let's see. So that was that, and now we have something in Holsword. Budget allocation. We did that already, right?
I think it might just be telling you what happened, maybe? I'm not sure.
A decision. And we have an evening walk with Monica. Let's do that as the last one. After we had a big day of work. Regional investment decision. With what money? Gus Manger and Simon Hall have prepared an extensive regional investment package to revitalize one of the top 3 economically fragile regions by boosting the municipality budgets, providing large sums of business grants and giving cheap loans to companies with liquidity problems. The proposal can be implemented in one of the following regions. Bergia? No, because they are becoming independent soon. Lauren? Or Eggenland? Now, Lauren is the second smallest region.
Yeah. It's
the least populous.
Yeah.
Coal mines and factories. Forestry. It relies heavily on mining, forestry, and energy. Why Lauren, guys?
Yeah, I don't know if this is necessary or not.
And this is the 5th largest region, bordering Nargis as well as countries of Agnolia and Rumburg. Its capital was Avery. Eggeland is the 5th most populous than 7 regions with just below 4 million. It's part of the greater Agnolia region due to it being part of Agnolia decades ago. It is home to the largest number of Agno-Swordish people in Sordland, which is also the 2nd biggest minority in the country. Should we just not invest?
I think that's a good idea. No. Because it's giving out money to businesses, but you're already doing that. Like, it's just business grants, but you're kind of... I mean, granted, that's bailing them out, but still...
Yeah, the British people are also the biggest minority. I'm not gonna invest. Budget allocation of law enforcement. I was in my office reading reports from the ministries about the current situation of the protests. Oh god. My next scheduled meeting was about the law enforcement budget with Nia and Lilius. Nia entered and took a seat in front of my desk.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Lilius will be late. Apparently there was an urgent matter at the Ministry of the Interior she had to attend to. Shouldn't take long.
What urgent matter?
She said something about supply distribution for the police forces. Nothing major.
Turned to my report and Nia smoothed back an errant stand of her hair. There was an awkward silence.
While we wait, why don't we have a little chat? This might come off as a little strange, but I'm proud of you.
Wasn't she the one that put her hand on my arm at the dinner? I think she's trying to do something.
Was she? I don't remember. I think so. Despite everything, you are actually trying to reform the country.
This is just the beginning. There's so much more to do. No, she wasn't? Okay. It's we, Nia, not
she
me.
Wasn't? Okay.
I couldn't do any of this by myself. So no, I'm proud of you. Flattery won't work on me. What do you want? 1. This is just the beginning.
Yes, although there's a lot to do, the future looks promising. Thank you for that. You are giving me hope that this country can get better.
Your support gives me hope as well. 2. It's not a matter of it can or it can't. It will get better. We will make it so. Just do 1.
We are all in this together, after all.
She leaned forward.
How are you really holding up, Anton? Being the president, I mean...
It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but it is also the best thing I have ever done in my life. Yeah.
I can imagine. So much responsibility and so much power at the same time. I want to assist you and the country as best as I can. Unfortunately, my hands are tied with the current budget allocation we have for the law enforcement. Yeah, she wants more money.
Of course she does.
Yep, there we go.
She barely finished the sentence before we heard a knock on the door. Nia almost jumped in a chair. Lilius Gruff entered the room.
Mr. President, Nia? I hope that I'm not interrupting your conversation. No, not at all. We were just discussing a few things.
Nia smiled at Lilius.
I'm sorry for being late. There was an important matter at the ministry. Just a small dispute over who should get the supplies. Nothing major.
Lilius took the seat next to Nia as she continued talking.
Well then, let's go straight in. We will provide a brief update on the situation of law enforcement.
Go ahead.
Nia? The Ministry of Justice and the Supreme Court is working in close collaboration with the Ministry of the Interior to address the protests in the country. I must add that thanks to the hard work of our judiciary, the law enforcement forces assigned to my ministry are doing their jobs efficiently. I would call it the success of our forces on the ground, not due to the judicial branch of our government.
Lilius shot Nia a brief, withering glance before she continued.
The current budget has damaged the hopes of more funding in the force. Yet here we are with mass protests happening in the country. We are standing exactly where we were. The decisions made need to reflect the current situation of the country. This was certainly not the right decision when we were dealing with mass protests. Agreed, many in the Ministry of Justice hoped for an increase and were not satisfied with the decision. Regardless, this means we will have to deal with the growing court backlog. It is manageable, but it will be a challenge for sure.
One, don't worry, I'm sure you will manage. Oh, what an answer. 2, I had to make sacrifices for the good of Sordland. 3, you will do as you are told with what you have. Let's do 2.
These sacrifices might have very well damaged the structural integrity of Sordland. That remains to be seen, but the ripples are already being felt across the country. I hope this decision is not the beginning of something bad.
A brief moment of deliberation passed. Lilius and Nia got up from their seats.
Well then, I must now return to the ministry. Me too.
They left the room. As soon as the door closed, I could hear muffled voices as they argued. Oh, what a weird conversation that was. We have protesters target sacred symbols. What initially began as protest against the murder of Bernard. Yeah, that's just escalating now. And over here we have Richter calls President to action. Head of Sordland's main opposition party, People's Freedom and Justice Party, Franz Richter, has said President Rayne needs to address issues like term limits and electoral threshold if Sordland's democracy, freedom and economy were to be developed. We are doing that.
Yep.
We did that already. And educational reforms, yes. We are doing exactly what Richter is saying.
The recession is growing. Oh, yes, because you didn't take their bribe, so now they're going to write bad things about you. Yep.
With double-digit unemployment and plunging economic output, the recession has been a reality for a long time. The economy sank 2.4% in the last month.
That's bad. In 1 month?
What is going on? Do we need to have more debt?
I think we need to print more money, Mr. President. I think so. I think that's the way.
Oh, it's turn 4. So turn 4 is the first thing of chapter 2. Yeah, that's weird.
Yes.
An evening walk with Monica. It was early evening, still light out with just a faint nip of in the air. Frank was at a friend's and Diana was at an art class. Monica and I decided to go out for a walk. The place was a stroll nearby the Capitol Park, the largest green space in all of Holsord. Before the children were born, we had spent many an evening engaged in deep conversation along the riverside promenade. Another favorite path wound through the woods behind the presidential housing complex to a private pond where the children could swim in summer. I was told that Soll himself had it built. Benefits of being president. Monica met me by the door and we put on our coats and hats.
I was going to suggest we walk towards Soul Square, but the guards told me it's been closed for yet another protest. I wonder who they are protesting this time.
Doesn't matter, they are two sides of the same coin. Two, come on, thugs. I will make sure they are punished. 3, must be those damn communists again. Or 4, the young source are taking it too far.
I just one. I don't know. It
What
depends
does
what
it
you want
matter?
to do. The Anton I knew in university wouldn't. Knew in university never would have said that.
Oh, we're gonna get this talk. Funny how becoming president changes one perspective. 2, I was young and stupid. I didn't know any better. I was young and stupid. I didn't know any better.
In any case, where shall we go? I'm not sure Capital Park is a wise idea in this climate either.
You're right, it's not worth the security risk. Let's stay inside the gates. Nonsense, we have our guard. There's nothing to be afraid of. Let's go to Capital Park. Twitch chat?
Yeah, Twitch chat. She might get mad if we don't go to.
You might get shot.
Twitch? That is true. That is also a real possibility
If we shoot
as well.
not 1, 2. What are you saying? 1 or 2?
I would go for 2.
Me too. We are gonna go.
Get mad at us, but all right. If you say so, let's go. Let's go then, before the children get home.
I informed the guards about the route, and we left the house. The guards followed us with a black Cadillac. Six exited the gates, walking briskly. Reached Capital Park in minutes. Entered the park, Monica broke the silence.
So, how was your day?
Paperwork, endless meetings, the usual nightmare. Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine some might find that stimulating. It's like we don't even know our own wife. What is this?
I hope yours was better.
Oh, it was fine. I caught up on some reading while the children were at school.
Across the river, we saw Jonas Krona, the former Minister of Justice, walking in the opposite direction. I remember that Nia Morkna used to be his vice minister. He gave us a quick nod of acknowledgement. Jonas had once fought hard and strong against Soll's judiciary reforms. After years of the government blocking his every move, he gave up on his ideals and became a part of the administration. What did our ideals really mean if they could be changed so easily? What about the people we idolize?
Evelyn also came around for tea. She says hi. She was feeling rather low, though apparently she and Peter had a bit of a disagreement.
What's she nagging him about this time? What the hell? Dude, Peter's in the doghouse again. How it happened? Keep walking in silence.
Should ask how, what he did.
Peter's in the doghouse again. How did it happen?
It's a very 50s response to. Apparently Peter had too much whiskey, as usual, and didn't behave when Evelyn's father was over for dinner yesterday.
Oh no.
You know Peter. What do you think of this?
That's Peter, perpetually pickled. I'll have a talk with him. But that's not our business. 2, just a rough patch, love. They'll be fine. 3, to be honest, I don't care. I think I don't care, actually.
Maybe you should. He's your vice president after all, and they're our closest friends.
Aren't you glad you and I don't have these kinds of quarrels? Being married to a shrew like her would make anyone turn to...
That is so awful.
Monica didn't say anything. We kept walking.
You know, Evelyn hasn't been the same since what happened to her at Whole Sword Post last year. You remember how she got fired for supporting Alfonso? Peter tried everything to get her job back, but it didn't work.
Maybe he didn't try hard enough. She had it coming. A sad day for journalism and free speech in Sordland. Yep. Click.
I completely agree. A sad day indeed. But enough about the Vectorns. I also spoke to Janice on the phone. I don't know who this is. Who is this?
Who?
Hmm? You remember my friend from university? We were in the Sordis literature class together. A few years younger than me, red hair, scar on her forehead, we had dinner with her and her husband once or twice.
Neither the name nor the description rang a bell. I still don't remember her, but go on.
Anyway, she's been working as an executive assistant at the Violet Pictures film studio. She recently became pregnant and asked her boss for paid maternity leave, and guess what?
She was pregnant.
She was yes.
She was pregnant.
Pregnant. She was fired for it, really.
Ooh. Can't her husband provide for the both of them while she raised the child? What the hell? To look at it from a cost standpoint, obviously they don't want to lose money. 3. After asking for maternity leave, that's terrible. It is.
I know, I was beside myself when she told me, and that's not all. They immediately replaced her with a younger, less experienced man, the son of an executive, no less.
That is utterly ridiculous. 2. So she called the First Lady to ask for help? 3. Nepotism, they must have wanted him in there all along. I'll do 1.
I am happy you agree with me. As it happens, another friend works for a television station that's hiring secretaries, so I connected the two of them.
It doesn't solve the deeper problem, though. 2. Terrific, problem solved. 1.
Exactly. I knew you'd be on the same page. Women in this country are still seen as wives and mothers first, human beings second. They're harassed at work, underpaid, blocked from positions of power, and those are the lucky ones. The fact that there are still places in the country where little girls like Diana are denied the right to an education.
Yes, and I will do what I can to change that. 2. Go on. 3. I'm sure the parents have their reasons. Now, I think we also need to change that.
It can't just be you. These little girls and people like Janice need someone to speak on their behalf, a role model, a successful woman.
We were right in front of one of the park benches that lined the river. Monica gestured to it, and we sat down.
Which brings me to my point. I know that the mayor of Amrecia, Curtin Leste, will be delivering a speech at the annual opening of the Benfi Festival. My wish is to take his place and deliver the speech instead.
Leste was one of Sordland's most influential politicians. He had started his career in Benfi before rising to power in Anrica. Benfi's current mayor had personally invited him to make the opening speech. I cannot let her take the place of him. Replacing him with Monica would likely anger him. Not enough to cause a major incident, but enough that he might not support me in the assembly. Cannot let Monica speech.
I want to base the speech on women's rights in Sordland, on the oppression and discrimination we face every day, on the basis of our sex alone. I want our voice heard, and this festival is the time to do it. I just need your blessing as my husband and the President of Sordland.
Monica's eyes were blazing with a fire I hadn't seen since we were students. She wanted this badly, but I had to be careful with my promises. You have my full support. 2. Sure, it's just a speech. What's the worst that can happen? 3. Does it have to be at the festival? Why can't you make your speech another time? 4. Absolutely not out of the question. Let's do 3. Let's question and question.
Yes. It has to be now. Thousands go to this festival, and millions watch the speeches at home. Sordland's women can't wait any longer.
What are we gonna do?
I mean, would it be super dangerous if she didn't? I don't know. Politically,
But we can lose a vote
that's
for the
true.
Constitution. We need the support for the bill. Yeah, I'm gonna not let her speech, I think. Not now. She needs to do something else.
Oh.
Oh god, are we gonna get a divorce? Because of this thing? Well, if we get a divorce because of this thing, then I want to divorce. So,
That's
out of the question.
I don't understand. Isn't this something you care about as well?
I don't want you to step into politics too. Sorry, but I can't make Kurt and Lester angry. It's not the right time. Soll is facing too much political strife. We'll have to deal with women's rights later. I'm gonna do too. Can't make him angry.
What little trouble this causes in the short term is nothing compared to the lasting positive change it will, not just for women, but for all of Sordland.
No. Monica was silent for a while. When she finally spoke, there was a chill in her voice.
If that's truly how you feel, so be it.
What a... We walked back home, neither of us looking at the other. Oh, what a beautiful walk we had. Oh, things are gonna get better as well with our family and oh,
I know.
why is she so stupid? Why can't she understand that she cannot speak there? We need to make a different appointment for her to do her speech, not now. I mean, come on. It's so stupid. Yeah, do we want to take a break? And how long do you want to continue with the game? We have to do something else, right?
Yeah, we can. What time is it there?
It's 9:40 now.
Okay. I don't know. You want to go to 10:30? Because I know
Yeah, sure.
I know we normally stop at 11. If that's fine.
Yeah, that's good. So we will
All
take
right.
a small break then.